the second quarterfinal of the evening from Estadio Morazan in San Pedro Sula, Honduras. It's Panama against the host nation Honduras in the 2022 Concacaf Under-20 Championship. Joe Malfa here with you for this one. It is a evening that is cooling off just a little bit. It was about 90 earlier when the United States took down Costa Rica. And you see a look at the live bracket. The United States, the first team through to the semifinal. Either Panama or Honduras will greet them there. And in that semifinal, a trip to the 2024 Paris Olympics would be on the line. In this one here, a trip to the 2023 FIFA U20 World Cup is on the line between Panama and Honduras. The road to get here, Honduras perfect in the group stage. 3 wins from 3 matches, outscoring teams 9-0. They beat Curacao 4-1 then in their round of 16 matchup. Panama, on the other hand, came through as the third-place team from Group G. A win, a draw, and a loss. And they faced Cuba in the round of 16, taking them down 1-0. Panama came into this tournament as the third-ranked U20 team. Honduras the 4th. They meet for just the 4th time ever in the history of this tournament. Coming up next with a trip to the World Cup next year on the line.
Demos la bienvenida a la selección de Panamá y Honduras. Damas y caballeros, por favor de pie. A continuación, los himnos nacionales de Panamá y Honduras.
There's a buzz about the crowd as the host nation gets ready to kick things off here in the quarterfinal. A trip to the U20 World Cup on the line, a trip to the semifinal of this tournament on the line, and with that, a chance in the next round to qualify for the Olympics in 2024. We've entered the phase of this tournament where there is something on the line in every match. World Cup here, Olympics next round, and then a trophy, of course, in the final. Let's meet the starting 11s for both sides, beginning with Angel Sanchez and Panama. It's a team that had lofty expectations. They began with a bang against Aruba in a dominant showing. Rodolfo Vega, the captain in the middle, pulls the strings. He has 2 assists in this tournament. He has 2 senior appearances as well. And there are 4 players in this Panamanian side that earlier this month appeared with the senior team in a friendly against Uruguay. Your officials for the evening led by Marco Ortiz of Mexico. As the captains meet for the coin toss, Aaron Zuniga, the captain for Honduras, shaking hands with the aforementioned Rodolfo Vega. Only the 4th ever time these teams are meeting in this tournament. First time came all the way back in 1964, and then they went until 2011 without meeting again. Honduras won the first meeting, Panama the second, and their most recent one came in 2017. Another 2-0 win for Honduras as we meet the officials in the VAR room. Angel Monroy and Ismael Cornejo of Mexico and El Salvador, respectively, are the VAR officials. It wasn't needed earlier tonight, actually, between the United States and Costa Rica, but it has popped up at various portions of this tournament. It may very well be needed here tonight at some point. The starting 11 for Luis Alvarado and Honduras. It's a side completely comprised of players who play professionally in Honduras. And they are led from the front by Marco Aceituno, who has 4 goals in all 4 matches that have been starts for him here in this tournament. Eber Nunez, a surprise start perhaps next to Aceituno. All 3 of his previous appearances in this tournament had come off the bench for Honduras. Packed crowd here in San Pedro Sula. Honduras in the white from right to left, Panama in the red from left to right. We're underway in the quarterfinal. Second quarterfinal of the evening. 1 ticket to the World Cup already punched by the United States. Will it be Panama or Honduras joining them? And the winner of this match would get the United States in that next round. It's played by Miguel Carrasco. And Christian Ruiz draws the foul for Panama. Honduras began with that commanding 3-0 victory over Antigua and Barbuda, scoring early in that match in the first half against Jamaica. They jumped out to a lead just 3 minutes into the match and went on to win it 5-0. Their 3rd group match then against Costa Rica was the most important one for Honduras. Stepped on by Tejeda. And now cleared only as far as Rodolfo Vega. But for Honduras, that 3rd match the most important, the 1-0 win over Costa Rica. It set things up nicely for them in terms of the knockout phase. Had that result gone the other way, instead of coming in first in the group, Honduras would have ended up in 2nd place in the group and had to have taken the path Costa Rica took, which would have meant Honduras facing the United States earlier tonight and Costa Rica facing Panama here in this match. You never know how the road is going to look. Turned out that Jamaica in 3rd place in Group H had the easiest path forward to the semifinal on paper. But it still could have been more difficult for Honduras had they not beaten Costa Rica in that final group match. Slotted through for Betegon. Laid off for a strike over the bar. Leonel Tejada, the first opportunity of the match. Betegon had a pair of goals in the opener against Aruba. This time setting it up for a teammate in Tejada. Tejada subbed in against Aruba and then proceeded to start the next 3 matches. Goals for Tejada against Aruba and Guatemala. With speed down the left side, it's Valencia. Omar Valencia trying to work his way through. Play on. Alba behind Tejada. Ramos springs it forward for Arriaga. And it did just stay in. No, it did not. Late recognition from the assistant referee. It was out for a throw. So for Honduras, that win in the final group match allowed them to win the group and avoid the United States until at least the semifinal should they get through to tonight. Panama had an interesting result in their final group match. They started with the win over Aruba. From there, a 3-1 loss against Guatemala. And then in the final group match, you could tell that both teams were sort of content with a draw. El Salvador against Panama. For El Salvador, the draw ensured they won the group. For Panama, it gave them what seemed to be an easier path on paper, having to go through Cuba instead of Canada in the round of 16. And then by virtue of that, for their quarterfinal, it meant a meeting likely with Honduras instead of with Mexico. So they orchestrated their way into this matchup, Panama, and they got through Cuba 1-0. Let's see if the maneuvering paid off. They have a set piece here 5 minutes in. This is the juncture of the match where the scoring opened in the previous quarterfinal on this field earlier tonight. Valencia punched away by a diving Garcia. It was an early start for Paxton Aronson and the United States 5 minutes in, attacking this direction as well. Early portions of this match have been played in this third of the field. Ruiz for the back post over the head of Betegon, headed away by Arriaga. You wonder if there's some jitters or nerves for Honduras with what's at stake and trying to perform their best in front of this crowd, because they have not looked crisp through 5 minutes. That's a handful now of heavy touches like that, which have either put the ball out for a Panamanian throw or just given it away in the middle of the park to Panama. And once again, carelessly turned over. Ruiz. Nice give and go, interchange through the middle. Anderson. Out for Valencia, now Vega. Anderson looking for it. Finds it, centers it. It's loose, fumbled by Garcia, chipped and wide and high. Some of the sloppiness now spilling over to the goalkeeper as well. Garcia just couldn't get a handle on it. Honduran crowd beginning the chance to try to will this team back to life. First 6 minutes gone by. Again, this number will change. It's a very small early sample size, but in the first 6 minutes, Panama with 70% of the possession, and it's almost been entirely in this third of the field. Garcia jogging over to the sideline, ditched the gloves. He's got some sort of cleat issue, changing the boots out. A brief delay in the action here maybe allows his teammates to compose themselves after a rocky start. Honduras has made 3 consecutive U20 World Cups. They made it to the first one all the way back in 1977, and then they had a lengthy drought from 77 through 1995 without appearing. From that point on, it was hit or miss. They missed one, they made one, they missed 2, they made 2. But of late, 2015, 17, and 19, 3 consecutive qualifications for Honduras. And now on their home field, they were supposed to host this tournament when it was initially scheduled. Pushed back, of course, because of COVID. Anderson out to Valencia, just over the top of Betegon's head. Served back inside. Tejada looking to bring it down. Honduras right now just under siege. And it's sent right back in that direction. Opportunity they had there to break out. Turned it over and committed the foul. Panama missed the first 13 Under-20 World Cups. Did not qualify for the first time until 2003. But they have made a habit of qualifying since then, making 6 of the 9 since 2003. A chance to go 7 of 10 with a win tonight after going 0 of 13 in the first 26 years of this tournament. Rodrigo Tello out for a Panamanian throw. Tello has played every minute of this tournament so far. Long throw into Vega. Rather, Gordai plays it centrally. Tejada looking to turn. Betegon with it, puts it across the face of goal. Jurgen Garcia on top of it. Tejada and Betegon seem poised to strike early in this one. Finally across midfield now for Honduras for the first time in what seems like forever. As a haze sets in over the field. Neither of these sides have performed particularly well once reaching the U20 World Cup. First round exits all around. It's still massive just to get there. An honor in and of itself. And a sign of progress and growth and what is to come. You want to forecast a team's future at the senior level. Take a look at how they've done recently at the U20 level. Taken around the corner by Contreras. Flag is raised by the assistant referee. What is he trying to signal? Typically when a referee will wag the flag over his head like that, he's looking to signal a foul, but I believe he was just trying to get the center referee's attention. It's only a goal kick. Vega, heavy touch, lost it. Just caught napping, but fortunate for him, it bounced to a teammate. Now Ramos takes it. Odin Ramos. Crowd enjoying that bit of hustle from Honduras. Pressure in the attacking half. Didn't amount to anything, but at least it allowed them to enjoy some time across midfield. They've been on the back foot for the first dozen minutes, and that last spell gets the crowd into it that much more. Anderson. Now for Gordai. Vega dishes out wide. Rodrigo Teo whips it in. Vega steps to it. Tejada, a nice turn into the pocket. Gordai goes down, clean tackle by Javier Arriaga. Nearly a quarter of an hour in, Panama enjoying nearly 70% of the ball. Honduras, over the last couple of minutes, only now starting to finally find some time on the ball across midfield. Here's some more. Sorto, he gives it away. Hopeful ball in the area of Marco Aceituno. Anderson. Here's Betegon. Ricardo Gordai rolls it forward for Betegon. Whips it inside, just wide. Omar Valencia stumbled for a moment. Looked up, noticed the ball was right there. Panamanian player has gone down on the near side of the field. Honduras continues on the far side. Anderson. Here's Derek Briseño. Out in front of Valencia to the end line. And here in the corner. Fortunate for Valencia, that one took a bounce off of a Honduran player. He was trying to square it back toward the penalty mark, but there was nobody home. Player down is Ricardo Gordai. 17-year-old, plays with Tauro FC in Panama. Started against Guatemala. Used as a sub in the other 3 matches so far. You've seen it throughout this tournament for some of the nations. Players who might not play professionally in that country specifically. Not the case for these 2 nations. Every player on the Honduran roster plays professionally in Honduras. For Panama, all but 1 play domestically, professionally in Panama. The lone exception, Carlos Rivera, who just transferred to Maccabi Tel Aviv in Israel this year after beginning his pro career last season in Panama. After the attention to Gordai, we're back to where that stoppage began, and that's with a Panamanian corner. Omar Valencia positions it. Did pick up an assist in the match against Aruba. Valencia, first to it was Edson Rocha for Honduras. Rodolfo Vega, swing and a miss. Sent back toward Valencia. Good first touch. Has options in the middle. Valencia dips the shoulder and earns another corner. Corner floated in, and once again, Honduras the first to it. Secondary ball in. Honduras guides it away. Gordai's shot blocked. Still loose and deflected. Or perhaps not. Omar Alba with the shot. Looked like it might have taken a touch off the defender. Before he gets the goal kick back into play, Jurgen Garcia having some words with his back line. Couple of set pieces in a row. They defended those well, but allowed Panama to be the first two of those second balls and keep the chances alive. Edson Rocha will step off the field for a moment. A moment ago, we showed you somebody overlooking the field here in the stadium. That was Diego Vasquez, senior head coach for Honduras, looking on at what the potential next crop will bring. A lot of success managing Motagua before he took over as the interim head coach for Honduras, and that was then made permanent. Played through for Tejada. Back to goal, looking for an option. Lays it off to Anderson. And he's called for the foul. Javier Betegon seemed to want a return pass from Lando Tejada, but it seemed like Tejada could have just turned to fire a goal himself. I don't think he realized how much space he might have actually had on the turn. 20 minutes gone. Joe Malfa here with you from San Pedro Sula. Panama, Honduras in the quarterfinal of the 2022 Concacaf Under-20 Championship. A spot in the semifinal against the United States on the line, and with that would come a trip to the 2023 Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia. Earlier tonight, the United States became the first Concacaf team to punch their ticket. One of these nations will join them, and one of these nations will then face the U.S. in the next round with a spot in the 2024 Olympics on the line. First time in the history of the Concacaf Under-20 Championship that Olympic qualification is also in the cards. Honduras won its group to get here. Panama finished in third in their group. Good turn. The strike is wide, though. Miguel Carrasco did well to find that initial space. Might have rushed the shot a tad. Here's another look. On his left foot. Well off target. Upset with himself after the fact. Panama seemed to plot their course with precise calculation in their final group match. A 0-0 draw with El Salvador. It set them up in a position to have an easier path on paper, at least, to the quarterfinal. Tejada out for Valencia. Top of the area. Gordai! Panama stuns the crowd, and it's a stunning goal by Ricardo Gordai. Celebrations continue into the corner. You see Miguel Perez, the goalkeeper for Panama, made the 120-yard trek to join his teammates in celebration. Not much space for Ricardo Gordai to even take that strike. He struck it perfectly. He puts Panama up 1-0 in the 22nd minute. And now, for the first time in this tournament, Honduras has to play from behind. They did not allow a goal in the group stage. They beat Curacao 4-1 in the round of 16. But they gave up that goal after they had already taken a 1-0 lead. So playing from behind for the first time, how will they respond to the adversity? Prior to the sequence that led to the goal, it was just getting into the path Panama took to get here. That match against El Salvador in the final match of the group stage, as Rodrigo Tello is down for a moment. Both teams seemed content with a 0-0 draw. It ensured El Salvador won the group. It ensured Panama would come in third in the group, thus avoiding Canada in the round of 16 and avoiding a potential date with either Mexico or the United States until at least the semifinal. It seemed calculated. There were 0 shots on target in the match between Panama and El Salvador. 3 shots combined between the two teams. It put Panama in the round of 16 against Cuba. They took care of that 1-0. And now it's 1-0 here, thanks to Gordai and that brilliant strike. You got the sense it was coming through the first 20 minutes of the match. Panama was out shooting Honduras 5-1, out possessing them 65-35. Seemingly chance after chance for Panama after mistake by Honduras. It was brewing, and the visitors capitalized. Now it's up to Honduras to battle back. Here's Rocha. Never saw Christian Ruiz, rather Rodrigo Tello, coming in to pick his pocket. And it's out for a Honduran throw down into the corner flag. Arriaga arcs it. Carrasco unable to center it. Back for Contreras, hoping to thread the needle for Carrasco. Always daring and difficult, didn't quite pay off. Now sent back toward Carrasco. Every time it seems like there might be a lull in the action or a lull in the decibel level. The Honduran crowd here at San Pedro Sula is there with a chant to get their side back into it. But will the 11 in white respond? Here's Sorto. Flares it out for Arriaga. Arriaga went 90 in the first 3 matches with a pair of assists. Did not play against Curacao in the round of 16. Still waiting to make his pro debut. That's one area where Panama has a bit of an advantage on Honduras. The players in their starting 11 and even into their bench have more professional experience overall than Honduras. So many of the guys on Panama have already made their mark with some of their domestic pro teams. Also more international experience for most of the guys. Here's Carrasco. Lost it. On the Honduran side, they don't have any guys like Panama who have made senior debuts for their country. Panama 4 who have played already this month in a friendly against Uruguay at the senior level. So a decided experience disparity between these two nations. And you wonder how much that experience may factor in here in a quarterfinal. The talent of Honduras and the energy they've been able to feed on from the crowd carried them through the group. Perfect. And carried them through against Curacao in the round of 16. But they're going to have to dig a little bit deeper in this one, it seems. Being outplayed so far through nearly a half an hour and down a goal. Given away again in their own half. Valencia finds Tejada. Squirts its way back through for Tejada nearly. Odin Ramos. Over the top, the crowd sensing maybe something, but it's defended well. Omar Alba. Now Valencia. The goal scorer, Gordai. Ramos. Looking long for Carrasco. Miguel Carrasco, one of the many players in this Honduran side who plays with Real España professionally. Squared toward this penalty spot, headed away by Rodrigo Tello. Now Carrasco again, volleys it onward. Three players in this starting 11 for Honduras with Real España. And you go to the bench where you have three more, so 6 of the 20. Players for Honduras mostly concentrated to Real España, CD Marathon, and CD Olympia. Here's Carrasco. Taken down, free kick on the way for the home side. Densely packed crowd. That's San Pedro Sula. Free kick delivered and punched away by Miguel Perez. And a foul in there as well against Honduras. Perez, a bit worse for wear. Trainers being summoned out in the field. And right into Jason Contreras. Or rather, Contreras ran into him as both were going for the ball. You hope for Perez it's just the wind knocked out of him, holding his midsection, and the trainer going through some breathing exercises with him. Getting some of that spray on his ribs to ease the pain. And he's back to his feet. 19-year-old goalkeeper, yet to make a pro debut at Sporting San Miguelito, has been available on the bench as a backup. This is the first time he's ever represented Panama on any international level, and he has played every minute of this tournament for the Panamanians. Valencia, the speed to save it. Pitagon had an open goal. Not sure if he mistimed the jump or if it was just a bit too high for him, but he couldn't get over the ball. Valencia has incredible speed down that left side. I think it just caught him off guard and he mistimed it. He stayed underneath the ball. Better timing on the jump, and he had a wide open net after Jurgen Garcia misjudged the initial flight of the ball. Laid off for Ramos, punched away by a diving Perez. That one was going to the bottom corner for an equalizer, but Perez makes his first stop of the evening. Sometimes all it takes is seeing a chance like that to spring your team to life. Terrific angle of it here. Oh, absolutely, that one was going in. Perez, the diving stop, now the ensuing corner. Driven near post, headed right back where it came from. And Valencia clears. Able to keep it in play, almost springing to Jara. Rodolfo Vega. Back from Gordai. It's Vega again. Tejada looking back for Vega. Too far out ahead. Terrific first touch from Aceituno. They haven't found his feet as much as they'd like in this first half. Their leading scorer with 4 goals earns them a corner. Aceituno started all 4 games. Scored 1 against Antigua and Barbuda, scored 1 against Curacao, had a brace against Jamaica. Made his debut with Real España in 2021. 7 pro appearances since with a pair of goals for the 18-year-old striker. Delivered to the back post, nobody crashing there. And an easy, secure for Miguel Perez, who's going to the ground and sitting on it a bit earlier than the fans here in Honduras would like. Crowd already growing restless with some of the Panamanian players that have gone to the ground. So more Valencia down now. You can sense the frustration and the urgency from both the players and the fans for Honduras. They don't feel that Panamanian players are being truthful in their ailments. Panama up 1-0. Honduras dealing with a deficit for the first time in this tournament. Through 3 group matches, they were not scored upon. They gave up 1 against Curacao, but it was after they had already taken a lead. Ricardo Gordai in the 22nd minute put Panama up, and for the 14 minutes since, Honduras has been down. And right back out onto the field, Omar Valencia. Pressure from Honduras getting to Panama. And it was whistled for a free kick after all that, rather than a throw. So here is Alden Ramos. Good delivery, makes its way through to the back post. Saved by Valencia. Otherwise, it would have been a Honduran corner. That deflects into the middle. And Ruiz clears. Betegon tracking it. Unsafe header back now into the area. Unconventional. It worked out in the end for Honduras. Through for Tejada. Calmly along for Omar Alba. Omar Valencia and Omar Alba both play as teammates for Plaza Amador in Panama. Defenders of the same first name for their country and club. Alba, a very sturdy center back. Valencia, a speedy and dangerous left back. There's Alba clearing. Only as far as Arriaga slips it through for Ramos. Had it caught between his feet. Tomas Sorto. Rocha drives it just wide. On the eve of his 19th birthday, Edson Rocha gave that one a go. He's been playing with CD Platense in Honduras since he turned 17. Tomorrow, his 19th birthday, his 13 pro appearances in his pocket already. All with Platense. Here's Carrasco. Brought down in the area, penalty. A lifeline for the home side. A terrific run from Carrasco, gained positioning on Christian Ruiz. Poor defending from Ruiz, he just lost sight of where he was on the field. If that's outside the area, you can live with it. It's a wide free kick that you prefer not to concede. But he's tracking the ball, lost track of where he was, and needlessly brings him down in the area. A chance now for Honduras to level. This match has been tilted in Panama's favor in just about every way, but Jason Contreras can tilt it back in Honduras' favor. He scored against Costa Rica. He had an assist against Jamaica. The 19-year-old plays with CD Marathon. Made his pro debut back in March, and he can tie it here in front of a raucous crowd. Contreras, it's saved, rebound, in! Marco Aceituno follows, and it's his 5th goal of the tournament. Sends the crowd into a frenzy. Miguel Perez upset with his teammates. He did all he could, stopping the penalty. His teammates unable to get to that loose ball. Let's make sure everybody left on time. It seems like they did. Aceituno wins the foot race, puts it past Perez, who might have gotten a slight piece of that. Not the best penalty from Contreras, but the team's leading scorer, Marco Aceituno, scores a 5th, and that now ties him in the Golden Boot race. Not much had been going Honduras' way, and it seemed like it would continue that way after the penalty was stopped. But Aceituno changes everything with his follow-up. It's a good night to be number 11. Ricardo Gorday wearing number 11 for Panama gets their goal. Marco Aceituno wearing number 11 for Honduras gets his nation's goal. You hate to concede at any point of a match, obviously. It's the name of the game, but especially in the final few moments of a half, seemed like Panama would be able to cruise into halftime, nursing a 1-0 lead with a lot going in their favor. And now all of a sudden, it's Honduras with the life, with the energy, with the momentum and the belief as they're set to head into halftime momentarily. Waiting word on stoppage time here in the first half. Could be a bigger than normal number for a first half. I feel like we're conditioned to seeing 1, 2, maybe 3 minutes in first halves. Another chance brewing here, but Perez off his line. However, given all the players who have been down for Panama and the stoppage for the penalty, again, could be a larger than normal stoppage time number for a first half on the way. 3 might be fair. A look back at the equalizer for Honduras. Great stop from Perez, and he did actually get a piece of that from that angle. You could see it clearly. And 3 minutes officially added on here to the end of the first half. Does Honduras have another one in them? Carrasco to Aceituno, but it drifts. Odin Ramos was free behind Aceituno, streaking down the middle. Had it gotten through. Gorday for Alba. The mood in this venue did a complete 180 a few moments ago. Careless foul by Christian Ruiz. Not the best penalty from Contreras. Nice save by Perez. Alert follow from Aceituno, and his hustle paid off. He has scored in all but one match in this tournament for Honduras. Javier Arriaga prepares the free kick. It would be something if they would be able to go and find a second here, Honduras, after the way this half has gone. Somehow to go into the half with a lead, and it almost bounces through. Really strong mental showing from Honduras. First time that they have had to deal with a deficit the entire tournament. The crowd never let up. And the players fed off of it. Ultimately, they only trailed for 21 minutes, which in the grand scheme of things, not all that much. It's a lot by their standards after having not trailed through the first 4 matches, but could do a lot worse than trailing for only 21 minutes in a match here in the quarterfinal. Should be the final attack here of the half. It's thwarted, and there is your halftime whistle. It started in the 22nd minute with a wonderful goal by Ricardo Gordaya. It put Panama up 1-0. And then Marco Aceituno in the 43rd, the follow-up from the penalty made it 1-1. We've got at least 45 to play here in the quarterfinal of the 2022 Concacaf Under-20 Championship. A spot in the semifinal on the line, and a spot in next year's U20 World Cup on the line here in San Pedro Sula.
official Concacaf app. No matter where you are or who you're rooting for, you can watch your favorite competitions, teams, and players on the go. Get the latest news on all things Concacaf. Get access to stats, play-by-play, players' information, schedule, and standings. Get instant notifications and alerts. Discover other fans like you. And show your support in social media with our exclusive camera filters. All of that and much more. Take your Concacaf experience to the next level. Download now the official Concacaf app. Available on the App Store and Google Play. Concacaf app. No matter where you are or who you're rooting for, you can watch your favorite competitions, teams, and players on the go. Get the latest news on all things Concacaf. Get access to stats, play-by-play, players' information, schedule, and standings. Get instant notifications and alerts. Discover other fans like you. And show your support in social media with our exclusive camera filters. All of that and much more. Take your Concacaf experience to the next level. Download now the official Concacaf app, available on the App Store and Google Play. The official Concacaf app. No matter where you are or who you're rooting for, you can watch your favorite competitions, teams, and players on the go. Get the latest news on all things Concacaf. Get access to stats, play-by-play, players' information, schedule, and standings. Get instant notifications and alerts. Discover other fans like you. And show your support in social media with our exclusive camera filters. All of that and much more. Take your Concacaf experience to the next level. Download now the official Concacaf app, available on the App Store and Google Play.
Morris getting ready to sub in for Honduras. Still waiting to see which player will give way for the change. First half largely controlled by Panama through the first half an hour. Saw them go up 1-0 in the 22nd minute. Honduras responded. Eber Nunez, the one to leave in favor of Efrain Macias. Kenny Bonilla also on the way in for Panama. And it will be for Javier Betegon. Betegon very active in that first half, especially early on in terms of creating chances for Panama. But it'll be Bonilla's job for half number 2. Betegon has started 4 of the 5 matches on the Panamanian side. Bonilla has also started 3. This is the second time he's now subbing into a match. So he has played all 5 for Panama here in this tournament. For the first half an hour, it was all Panama. For the next 15 minutes, it was tilted in favor of Honduras. It ended 1-1. It ended rather even statistically. What does half number 2 have in store? A trip to the semifinal and to next year's U20 World Cup on the line. Will 45 be enough to decide it? Or will we be here for some bonus soccer tonight? If need be, the customary 2 15-minute periods followed by penalties. Just bringing that to your attention because so far it doesn't seem like there's much separating these teams. We'll determine in the next 45 if it'll stay that way or if one side over the other is able to assert itself. It's been a rather quiet night for Marco Ortiz, the referee. Hasn't had a ton to deal with. The penalty was rather clear-cut. He's done a good job of keeping control of things whenever it seemed like they might go a little bit haywire. Ruiz sends it forward, skimmed off the top of Nicholas Anderson's head. Maybe took a touch there as well from Odin Ramos. Played through the middle dangerously by Honduras, and they give it up. Ruiz. Still Christian Ruiz. Picking up some steam. Perfectly timed challenge. And now with speed the other way, Carrasco. He drew the penalty in the first half for Honduras. Still Carrasco running out of room in the corner. And it's a goal kick. Luis Alvarado looking to guide Honduras into the U20 World Cup. They've made 3 in a row. Once they've been there, they haven't advanced yet past the group stage. However, they've been making it with some regularity. Here's Aceituno earning a corner. Panama has made 6 of the last 9 Under-20 World Cups. Honduras has made 3 in a row. The dream ends for one of these nations tonight. Driven into the middle. Came off the chest of a Honduran player. Taken away by Arriaga, and he's fouled. Did well to win it. Got the inside positioning on Gordai, who had no choice but to bring him down. Odin Ramos standing over the free kick with his right foot, now gave his way to the left-footed delivery of Javier Arriaga. Arriaga curls it. And Perez snares it, lost it for a moment. But quickly recovered. Here's Valencia. And he had the ball in the first half for Panama. Good things happened. Contreras went down, feeling some contact from Ruiz, tried to draw the call. Marco Ortiz did not oblige, but Honduras wins it back again. Another set-piece opportunity here for the home side. 5 minutes into half number 2. Ramos floats it toward the back post. Nobody home. Out ahead of Valencia. Played that ball a bit too early for Rodolfo Vega. Close off his own angle. Aceituno. Good first touch by Ramos. Odin Ramos had everything but the finish. Ramos, another one of the CD Marathon players in this Honduras lineup. Used as a sub in the opener against Antigua and Barbuda, but started the next 3. Has a goal and a pair of assists in this tournament. And Ramos burst onto the scene with Marathon last year. 9 appearances in his first season as a professional with 4 goals for Marathon. Valencia. Back for Ruiz. Vega. Out again toward Valencia. And Ruiz drew the foul. Much slower start to this half for Panama than their start to the game. Honduras has continued to control the early portion of this second half in the way that they did at the end of the first half. Valencia unable to get it by the first line of defense. Aceituno lost it. Now it's Valencia. Tejada back for Valencia. Now Gordai. Up for Valencia. Flag stays down. Plays it through. Aceituno chests it over toward Macias, giving chase, and Alba clearly, rather calmly, clears it. Seven shots apiece, a goal apiece. Dead even between these two sides. Panama ranked third coming into the tournament at the U20 level in Concacaf. Honduras ranked fourth. Only 3 previous meetings at the U20 level between these nations. First one back in 1964, a 4-1 win for Honduras. And the 2 times they played since then, both score lines were 2-0. One was in favor of Panama, one was in favor of Honduras in 2011 and 2017, respectively. So for as frequently as this tournament is played, and for the consistency these two nations seem to showcase time and again, with Panama making 6 of the last 9 World Cups and Honduras 3 in a row. They haven't met all that often. Didn't expect it to be more, but they've somehow continuously avoided each other. Yellow card issued to Edson Rocha. 28th edition of this tournament all time, and only the 4th meeting between these nations. Rocha picks up the yellow as Valencia was taken down. Valencia with the backspin. It hangs up there in the area, headed across, taken down, in front, it's over the bar. It fell perfectly for Kenny Bonilla. He'll want that one back. Tejada kept it alive. Bonilla had a chance to finish it. Just could not catch it cleanly. Here's Valencia again. Every time he gets the ball down that left side, you expect a dangerous run to come from him. Well guarded that time. And one right back by Panama. Tejada shields it. Vega for Valencia. His role is so quiet in the middle, Valencia. Rather, excuse me, Vega in the middle. But it's so vital. He gathers so many loose balls. He won't necessarily get the assist in attacks, but he's always springing dangerous opportunities. Always able to find that open man left or right, whether it's Valencia on the left side or over on the right side, someone like Gordai. Brings a calm presence to the middle of the midfield for Panama. It's no surprise he's one of their most highly touted players. He shows it time and again in this tournament. Rodolfo Vega wearing the captain's armband and the number 8. Chested down by Tejada, looking for space and cleared. And once again, it's Vega who wins it back for Panama. The 19-year-old has started every match of this tournament. He has 2 senior caps already, once in a friendly last year and once in a friendly a couple of weeks ago against Uruguay. And for only a 19-year-old, he already has plenty of pro experience under his belt. 49 games since his debut in 2019 when he was just a 16-year-old for City Plaza Amador Rodolfo Vega. The concern now, though, is Miguel Carrasco, who drew that penalty in the first half for Honduras. Exxon Arzu getting ready to check in for Miguel Carrasco. I hate to see a player have to leave like this. Carrasco has been a spark in this game for Honduras. Aside from drawing that penalty, which of course left its mark on this match, he's had plenty of other opportunities running up and down that right flank. And perhaps most importantly, with the speed and the overall dynamism he has displayed on that right wing, he's forced Omar Valencia to sit back a bit further for Panama. Now Valencia on that left wing has even more freedom to range forward and create for Panama. Not having to worry about Carrasco. Look how far up the field he is, waiting for that pass, Valencia, in the number 3 in red. Hour gone, half an hour to go at least. Valencia deflected. Now Panama readying a change. Carlos Rivera in for Christian Ruiz. Carlos Rivera has started 2 matches and subbed into 2 others for Panama. Driven ball to the far post. Not sure if that was a cross or a shot. The run was there from Arzu, just in case it was a bit closer. But nothing too nervy for Miguel Perez. Second time now that we've seen Odin Ramos try to tee one up from just about that spot on the field. Up to Bonilla. Through for Arzu, and his fresh legs having just come into the match, but cut off by Alba. He gives it away there in the end, Alba, but continues to be one of the unsung heroes for Panama. Very solid center back. And he wins that battle with Arzu, drawing the foul. Arzu, another one of those Real España players, one of the 6 in the roster for Honduras. Started the opener against Antigua and Barbuda, and did not play against Jamaica, and then subbed into each of the last 2 matches. So hasn't seen a ton of time for Honduras in this tournament. He's fresh off his pro debut a month and a half ago. Came in as a sub against Marathon in the Clausura playoff semifinal. Handball against Ramos. Panama wants to put it down and play quickly. They do. Rodolfo Vega. Alba calmly clears overhead. Advantage played. Arzu lets it run by. Took his eye off it at the last moment. Advantage properly instituted by Marco Ortiz. A better touch from Arzu. And that would have amounted to an opportunity for the Hondurans. A rare misplay from Rodolfo Vega. Here's Valencia again. To the end line. Gordai wins a corner. Omar Valencia has completed 23 passes in this match. Now sends a cross into the back post. The header just wide by a couple of inches. Carlos Rivera hung up there for it. A terrific ball in from Valencia. It's been so active tonight. Taken down by Tejada. Up to Jefferin Macias. Haven't called his name much since he subbed in, but that's a terrific ball in. Opportunity for Ramos is pulled wide. So far wide that it's almost out for a throw-in. Oden Ramos continues to find the soft spots. Just not yet capable of putting one on frame. Rivera. And Vega commits the foul. Javier Arriaga down for a moment, helped back to his feet by a teammate. Jeremy Rodas launches it. Brought down by Macias. Slips it through for Contreras, who missed that penalty in the first half before Aceituno cleaned it up and tied the game in the 43rd minute. And that's where we've been ever since, at 1-1. Here at Estadio Morazan in San Pedro Sula, Honduras. Joe Malfa with you for the action in the 2022 Concacaf Under-20 Championship quarterfinal between Panama and Honduras. It's Aceituno breaking free. Still Aceituno. Clean challenge put in by Briseño. It falls centrally for Anderson, looking for Tejada. Gordai already with one tonight from a ways away. Tried his luck a second time. The United States awaits an opponent in the semifinal. Win this game, punch a ticket to the 2023 Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia. In the next round against the U.S., a spot in the 2024 Paris Olympics on the line. Three boxes that every nation in this tournament wanted to check. You're happy with one. You're thrilled with two. You're over the moon if you could check all three. 4 teams will check that first box of qualifying for the World Cup. Only 2 will check that second box of qualifying for the Olympics. And only 1 will check all 3 and lift this trophy at the end of this week. Odin Ramos leaves, having created a number of chances, but unable to put any away. Anthony Garcia will take his place. Garcia, a 17-year-old with CDS Vida in Honduras. At just 17, has already made 18 pro appearances over the last year with 2 goals and an assist for his club. Came off the bench in the last 2 matches after starting the opener against Antigua and Barbuda. Here's Arzu driving it just wide. Arzu has been impactful since subbing into the match for Miguel Carrasco after the winger suffered that injury. The net cams give you an indication at just how close that one actually was. Miguel Perez, the goalie, didn't seem too worried because he knew where he was in relation to his post, but not far off. The fresh legs of Garcia, his first involvement, occupying the same area of the field as Odin Ramos did, a like-for-like change. You could tell it was on Tomas Sorto's mind there. He was hoping for what would have been the goal of the tournament to put Honduras up. I think Honduras would take any type of goal in order to poke their noses out in front, send this home crowd wild. Arzu cuts it back. Contact in the area. Another penalty. Second penalty of the evening for Honduras. The first one was saved. Aceituno scored on the rebound. This time, Aceituno immediately grabbed the ball for himself, and he wants this one. There was contact. No doubt about that. Let's have another look. Alba, oh, no doubt. Alba came through hoping for the ball. Took out both legs of Marco Aceituno. An easy call for Marco Ortiz. Both penalties have been. It's Aceituno stepping up. He already has 1 tonight. He has 5 in the tournament. A goal here would not only put his team ahead, it would also put him in front of the Golden Boot race here in the Under-20 Championship. And I think he's more concerned about what this means for his team, what it means for the spectators. Aceituno scores! His second of the night. He has twice sent this crowd into raptures, and it's 2-1 Honduras. They are now a quarter of an hour away from a spot in the World Cup. They can sense it. Can they hold on to it? He made no mistake about this one. Drills it up the middle. The 18-year-old Real España product has 6 goals in this tournament, more than any other player in the Under-20 championship. Making a name for himself, doing it for his country, and now Panama have to respond. Crossed in the middle. Rivera was tracking it. Grabbed by Jurgen Garcia, who hasn't had all that much work to do this evening. For some of the pressure that Panama has generated, they've taken 10 shots. Only 2 have been on target. Good vision to switch that one over to Arzu. Malays ringing up from the crowd. Even through some of the darker portions of this match early on, when Honduras was struggling, the crowd never wavered. And now they have been repaid by the 11 in the Honduras uniform on the field. Panama haven't really found the opportunities in this second half. Honduras has defended well. It's Vega. Slips it through for Rivera. Still Rivera biding his time. Trying to work his way through the back line. Crosses it and earns a corner out of it. Hard to find a penalty struck better than that. The most surprising aspect of it was that it didn't end up through the netting. Valencia's corner to the near post. He'll have a second crack at it. Makes its way through onto goal after the miss hit by Javier Arriaga. A dozen minutes remaining. Honduras on the brink of a 4th consecutive appearance at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Panama was hoping for a 7th trip in the last 10, but they are in trouble now. And Honduras trying to make it more. Macias centers it. It's deflected and saved. Aceituno was looking for the hat trick after Macias just part of the Red Seas on the way through. Rodrigo Teo will exit the match in favor of Edward Cedeno. Here's Cedeno. What can the new insert do? Vega. Back for Alba. And now Vega again with some more space to operate. Rodolfo Vega finds Omar Valencia. Over to the back post. Rivera sets it up. Cedeno. Cedeno's shot deflected. This is better from Panama. And a yellow card to Valencia for that foul. Urgency from the Honduran trainers. They sprinted out there. Hope everything's okay after that collision. It's obviously important to get out there quickly to help an injured player, but you don't often see trainers in a full-on dead sprint necessarily. There seemed to be immense concern on the face of the surrounding teammates there as Macias went down. Good to see him sitting back up already. The wave surging around the stadium. A way for the fans to get out some of that energy that's been building now, especially after that second goal to put them ahead. It's Vega. Leaves it behind for Cedeno. Overlap coming from Valencia. Gordai keeps it himself. Now Cedeno. Falls through. And Rodolfo Vega just puts that one well off target. Panama trying to get their last couple of subs into the match. Last two changes coming here for Panama. Who will it be? It's Ricardo Gordai out for Rafael Mosquera. And Kevin Garrido in for Rodolfo Vega. The engine of this midfield exits, but he's more of a defensive player, Vega. Need the attacking option now in Garrido. Garrido, a goal and 2 assists already in this tournament. And Mosquera coming in. A pair of starts. Once off the bench, did not play against Guatemala. Can either of those substitutes pay dividends here? Just over 6 minutes remaining of the 90. Honduras inching closer to a World Cup berth. Valencia. Garcia. For as many shots as Panama have had, Garcia has still not had to do much. He's only faced 2 shots on target. The goal that he really couldn't do much about, it was that perfect of a strike by Ricardo Gorday. And then another shot that wasn't really too difficult to deal with. Here come the final 2 changes now for Honduras. Edson Rocha will exit as Alfred Tatum enters. And that'll be it for Aceituno, who will get a thunderous applause as he exits. He has both goals for Honduras. He's left it all out there. And now he will watch from the sideline to see if his teammates can see this one over the finish line for him. Colton Kelly takes his place. He's holding that right hamstring, and he has been for a little bit now, Aceituno. You hope there's nothing seriously wrong should Honduras still make it through this match. He's been their leader, and he's been the tournament's leader with 6 goals now. Only 4 to go of the 90. No word yet on stoppage time. The guess is maybe 4 with the way we've seen this second half go. Taken down by Garcia. Panama just trying to find any way forward they can. Have to be disappointed in their lack of ability to create chances on target. Now 13 shots, 11 of those have missed the target. Unlucky to have perhaps conceded 2 penalties, but both were certainly penalties. Both goals from Honduras by way of the spot, albeit one of those indirectly. The penalty was saved. The rebound was put in by Aceituno. Is there another twist in the script? Going for goal, Briseño almost caught Garcia away from his line. Just let it fly, scrambling back. Jurgen Garcia had that post covered after all, but still seemed a bit nervier than you would have liked it to be at this juncture of the match from that distance. Cedeno turns. Honduras, two-time champions in this tournament. And right now, Panama just hoping for anything. Honduras maintaining its defensive shape, not allowing much through. Panama just letting it fly from 30 and 35 yards out, hoping for something, but all it's doing is allowing Honduras to take their time, getting the ball back into play on the goal kicks. Take some more time off the clock. Panama searching for answers. I don't know that they have any right now. Yeah, Efrain Macias into the book. Mosquera dispossessed. Now Alba. Cedeno. Through for Valencia. Good build up here, and it earns a corner for Panama. There will be 4 minutes added here. 360 seconds for Panama to try and find an equalizer. Mosquera from the corner. Kept alive by Bonilla, and then sent back the other way. Just over the line. Throw in for Honduras. They went down in the 22nd minute. It was the first deficit they had faced the entire tournament. They've still only allowed 2 goals in the entirety of this tournament. They battled back. They tied it before halftime. Now can they hold on to it? Rivera lost it. Well defended by Tomas Sorto. Aceituno on the rebound on the initial penalty in the 43rd minute, and then he scored his own penalty in the 74th. Free kick on the way for Panama. Time wearing thin. Time wearing thin, and nerves being a bit more difficult to deal with on the bench for Honduras. Players up and pacing. They know how close they are. They've got 1 foot on the plane to Indonesia for next year. Free kick driven to the back post. Dealt with by Garcia. 2 minutes to play. It's outstanding to see this level of support for the U20s. Packing out Estadio Morazan in San Pedro Sula. These fans, they love this sport. They take pride in their teams, whether you 15, 17, 20, senior team. They are there in droves, and they are on the cusp of seeing this team qualify for the World Cup. They one day would like to see their senior team qualify again, and they know that quest begins here at the U20 level. This is the next wave that might be able to usher in an era like that for the senior team. Goalkeeper forward now, Miguel Perez. Net open at the other end of the field. Floated in the free kick toward the back post. Well read by the goalkeeper. Jurgen Garcia tracked it the whole way, secured it, and then was fouled. They can sense it now. The substitutes, the coaches, the players on the field, they're pumping up the crowd here at Estadio Morazan in San Pedro Sula. They're waiting for that final whistle. They have that final whistle, and they have a spot in the semifinal and the World Cup next year in Indonesia. Honduras 2, Panama 1. The dream is still alive for the host nation here in the 2022 Concacaf Under-20 Championship. They'll meet the United States in the semifinal with Olympic qualification on the line, and they've already found a way into the 2023 Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia. That does it for us here from San Pedro Sula. For the crew that makes this possible, I'm Joe Malva saying good night from Estadio Morazan. Honduras 2, Panama 1. Honduras is through to the semifinal.
¡Vamos, vamos, vamos! ¡Eso es! ¡Vamos!